What's up, y'all? It's your boy Gianni Versace. We back at it again with the next episode of No Offense, but we doing things a little bit differently today. And y'all gonna see. Just wait on it. So I just got back from Puerto Rico. First time in Puerto Rico. Let me tell you something. I got my tan on. I seen the little Puerto Ricans. I was sipping me a pina colada out of a goddamn coconut. Puerto Rico is fun. It's got me ready to I'm ready to go find me a little condo, a little timeshare out there in Puerto Rico. And it's like, to me, I stayed on Condado Beach, and it literally reminded me of like Collins Ave in Miami. Like I felt like I was in Miami the whole time, but it was like less expensive. And at night, y'all know I was going outside. I was at like La Placita. I really was only at La Placita though. I really tried to go to some different clubs. Like I tried to go to 787 like the baddies did in the Caribbean, but it was dead as hell when I went. Maybe I went the wrong day or the wrong time. I don't know. Friday night I had got there, went straight out, went home, showered, changed, went out, had a blast. I went to this club called Tulum. It's a club right across the street from Tulum. I can't remember the name, but it's like a more Spanish club, but they had like a hookah, bounced around. I got drinks at like every little spot, then went back to my hotel, drunk, eating pizza, 3 in the morning. Saturday, what did I do on Saturday? I think Saturday I went jet skiing, or was that Sunday? It was one of them 2 days. I went jet skiing. That was fun. But you know, I like when they let you do what you want to do on jet skis. I don't like when they try to like make you follow them like in a line. Like I'm grown. That night, La Placita again. It was cool. I just wish I would have ventured out a little bit more. I heard about like La Perla and Old San Juan, but kind of like after the weekend was already over. Flight. Oh, I went to the Bacardi factory and did the rum tasting. There was like 4 or 5 different rums. I left out of, I ain't gonna lie, I left out of there twisted. They had me in there smelling, like just smelling them before we tasted them. I was getting drunk off the fumes of it. So I definitely, yeah, the little chocolate at the end. So I definitely recommend trying that out. Definitely go to La Placita, La Perla, Old San Juan. I wanted to go see the castle. I didn't get to see the castle. And I went on a ferry ride on Monday from Old San Juan to this other little island right across. It was like a little 15-minute thing. Can't think of the name. Quantanta. I don't know, it was right across the water, but it was so dead over there. Like it was quiet. Like it was like a sundown town. Like it was so quiet over there. But I love Puerto Rico. I will be back. The beach was super nice. The water was clear, but the sand was a little dirty. We're gonna have to try Dominican Republic next. This weekend, and I didn't came back, so got back this morning, 3 in the morning from flight delays. And I gotta turn around and go to DC tomorrow. So it's just giving like hardly ever home, no rest for the weary. And also my throat started hurt when I got back. I don't know what happened. Too much drinking probably. But love Puerto Rico. We'll be back soon. But while I was gone, y'all know so much tea been spilled. Like it's been hard for me to keep up with. I've been watching shit with one eye open. So y'all know Ice Spice dropped her album Y2K. And along with that, Pitchfork had given it a rating of 7.6. And I just want to know, are y'all high when y'all doing the ratings? Like, who's doing the ratings over there? Who's doing the ratings? 7.6? I think this was the highest rated rap album of the year. I think they gave her a 7.6 on her last project, too. I just want to know, like...
She fucking somebody.
Right, Ice, who you here at Pitchfork? Because don't get me wrong, and this is my thing with the girl. Why are you dropping your debut? Your debut album should not have 10 songs. And then out of 10 of the songs, we already had 4 of them. So you really dropping 6 songs. That to me screams like mixtape. Don't get me wrong, I liked a couple songs. Plenty Sun, Fat Butt, Did It First, or whichever one it was with Central C. Hold on, what was the other one I liked? I was just listening to it earlier.
The one that she made.
Well, with Gunna? The one with Gunna. Be Unpacking. She got this like,
I ain't heard it.
she has this like, it's a sound we haven't really heard from her before. She kind of goes into this like, I'm packing and I'm chatting. I don't know, you gotta listen to it in the car. But
On the radar freestyle was fire. She need to get back to that.
I think she don't. I don't know if she, I don't know. Because apparently they say she got other writing styles, but it's like we never really see them too much. I see she stepped out with, Fat Butt. And, to me, I liked Fat Butt again because it sounded like a Nicki Minaj song. So it was like, it wasn't original, but it was cute to see, oh, she could do that. But it was like, okay, like what is authentic to Ice Spice, And that's when she came in with Bitch I'm Packing, which was like a different sound to me that I haven't heard from her before that I liked. I think this project was just too short. I feel like I've been saying for a while now that this was going to make or break Ice for me, and I still left feeling indifferent. And I usually feel like if I don't 100% know something, like if I'm not 100% positive, then like I'm like on the other scale of it. However, I'm still like trying to wait and see, but it's like, I just want something different. I don't know what, but I think she's just in her lane and she's sticking to that lane. Like everybody is not going to amaze you or surprise you. I think she's giving us a couple bops, a couple little cute New York drill, her version of the New York drill type sound, which was like authentic and different from her. And that just might be all we get, from her. And that's understandable. I just feel like I wanted to see some more development. I definitely feel like I've seen her, her stage presence get better. Her breath flow when she's on stage get better. I definitely see like a little, no, I feel like the aesthetic kind of has been the same aesthetic. Like if she's not doing, well, no, because she kind of went from wearing those like rompers, those like bodysuit and cheap looking bodysuits. I never liked that, but definitely the money changes things. I feel like, she came from nothing. Like she didn't have no money. Like she was broke. Like she didn't have shit. So now that, you got a couple coins, you see her Louis V's and her Balenci, she's definitely a Balenci girl. And I love that for her. She's a really cute, like aesthetic, wide, she kind of gives like I don't want to say she gives a Y2K vibe because I feel like Lotto give an Ice Spice thing, but it's like they both do. Or maybe it's just the album. I don't know. But I'm still stuck on the 7.6 rating when they gave Nicki Minaj Pink Friday, the original, lower than that. And that was like the rap bitch of that time. So who's doing the ratings? Like, I don't know. I even feel like that about like who's giving out the Grammys. Like I don't know, things that need answers. And while we're on the topic, she also has a song called BB Belt, which fans think she's taking shots at Cardi B because on the song she speaks about somebody changing their face and she's mad that I took her place, and it's like it could be anybody, could be. But then it's like when you take a look at the rap girls, I only really know one rap girl who has had 18 faces in her career. Cardi B, everybody. And it's no shade, because at the end of the day, if you don't like something about your face, change it. But I don't know nobody else really doing nothing to their face besides maybe like a cute little lip filler.
JT.
What's she doing?
Well, I'm sure she wasn't talking about her. She don't want that type of smoke.
But why would she want to smoke with Cardi and not JT?
Because she dick riding Nicki. She trying to come back from that whole situation.
Oh, and she actually spoke about that situation with Rolling Stone as well. I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm gonna get to that. So you think because she's dick riding Nicki that she wants to bust shots at Cardi? Okay, a lot of people also are saying that not only is she doing that, but JT's doing that, and also Bia.
They're just trying to get her out and put some fucking music out. She needs to.
But this kind of reminds me of the way people are speculating that all of what Ice Spice, JT, Bia are all allegedly going at Cardi B is sort of in the same way that the girls were going at Nicki once upon a time. We had Kim, we had Remy, we had Cardi. So is like history repeating itself? Is it just a coincidence? I honestly, I don't feel like, and maybe I'm being biased, but I don't feel like Nicki is structuring these girls to like, collecting these girls to go up against her. Like,
No. They think that's what's going to get them like more ratings, more streams. And plus, me personally, I'm interested to hear if she can put out a harder album than her last one.
Cardi B. And you know what? They say what they want to say about Cardi B, but for you to have not put out an album in 6-7 years and still be in this much of a demand, people are still waiting on you to drop music. People drop an album, a song, and people don't think about them no more after that. She still managed to stay relevant and be one of the most talked about rap B's in the game. So I'll give her that. I can't give her a lot, but I will give her that. And it's just interesting to see how all of these girls are allegedly are taking. Besides, I feel like the only one who I can definitely confirm. Well, the only two I can confirm is Bia and JT. I don't know about Ice Spice. She's the only one that's alleged to me. That, like I said, those rhymes could have been about anybody. It's just funny to see that happen. And you can tell Cardi B is definitely like ears to the streets. Y'all know Cardi, she don't miss a beat. She gonna respond to a tweet whether it's got 5 views or 500 views on it. So she took to Spaces this past Monday. And she spoke about how she was like, happy Monday, y'all. Like essentially talking about how don't let social media, Twitter boast y'all heads up. She said she had been laughing at these last 2 weeks. Y'all know JT dropped her project, 2 weeks ago now? And the numbers came out. JT did she sold 27,000 units on her mixtape, City Cinderella, with 14 songs? If I'm not mistaken, let me see. 16 songs. And I think for her to be a new solo artist, that's okay, but I feel like none of the rap girls are really selling besides Nicki, and then maybe right behind Nicki is just Cardi. None of the girls are selling a lot. They're not. I don't know what the demand is. They're not creating. They be catchy sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. They be catchy, but they don't be having enough replay value. And I was speaking about this on my last episode with JT's album, where I just felt like it can either go one or two ways. I feel like I went dead in the middle, but it's like there's 2 or 3 songs that I keep listening to, but I'm not going to listen to the whole project anymore. Like there's some people whose projects are so good that I have to go back and listen to the whole thing over and 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 over. The last album I felt like that about probably was Nicki Minaj's, but I had to get into it. But also another girl who's like rap, pop, whatever, who had me like in love with her album was Planet Her by Doja Cat. I feel like that album was really good. Like I just had to it was like a whole time span where I was just literally listening to that whole album from start to finish. It's rare that I'm hearing at least rap, like real rap girl albums from top to bottom, where I'm actually able to sit through it and want to hear every song over and over and over. I think Ice Spice kind of did that, not with Y2K, but with with her, it wasn't an album, but it was her mixtape, her project, whatever. That was like one of the ones where I was like, okay, I can listen to this, but I wasn't listening to it like Planet Her or Pink Friday 2.
It wasn't like that much substance.
That much substance to it, right? Like I feel like with the Doja album, it was just, I don't know, it's different sounds. Oh, smooth, like it's different. So back to Cardi though, she basically took the Spaces saying like, don't let the social media shit boast your head up. Don't take it, a hit tweet it doesn't mean a hit song, okay? And essentially they took that as her laughing at JT's for her 27,000 units she sold. Mind you, when Cardi B dropped her last single, Enough Miami, that did 37,000 units on its own, which people said was a flop because it was Cardi B. However, Cardi B has been saying for the last few weeks, past few months that like her worst records are better than a lot of you girls' hit records. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the proof is in the pudding. And people want to know why do you feel like you got to prove it? Why you got to pop it? Because these girls get on the line and they start talking and you just, sometimes, you know, like JT, you know I love you down to the bricks, girl, but you can't cash in a check with your mouth that your ass can't pay. You know what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes it's okay to not pop it like you want to pop it until you can really pop it how you want to pop it. Sometimes you do got to pop out and show, but like make sure you can really show them, because you've also was popping it on Glorilla's time when she dropped her mixtape and was telling her to work on her craft and telling her that nobody wanted her project, and she ended up selling what, 6,000 more units than you. And I'm not gonna lie, she do got a couple summer bobs. It's all there. It's all there. She got that. I ain't gonna lie. Tell Zeus Network I'm the real baddie. I don't know. I'm sorry. Like, it's there for me. It's there for me. Everybody has their own niche. Everybody has their own lane. I like both of them. You know, I feel like I always try to side with JT more just because I'm a city boy. Like, from when they were sitting there talking bad about JT and her personality and saying that she was the better rapper, but Young Miami had the better attitude. Look, I still like JT. I don't know if I want to meet her, because if she made me mad, I'd have to stop liking her. But I still liked her. So I think I'd be like wanting to like it more than what it really is. So I just want her to deliver for me what I need to hear. And Cardi needs to go ahead and drop that album. She said she getting all her licks back on all these bitches when she drop her music, her album. It's giving the girl who cried album. Where's the album?
She need Offset to come help her.
She ain't even with Offset right now, but who knows?
Yeah, they do with the Disneyland with the kids.
I think she said she wasn't together after that, but you know what she did? Maybe they're doing it for the kids. You know how people be doing it for the kids.
Co-parenting, that's okay. And you should co-parent.
And fans think Glorilla took shots at JT by posting a Nene Leakes meme. Like, ooh. Like, y'all know which one I'm talking about. After that, after her numbers came out. And you know what? If she did, I wouldn't feel mad at Glorilla either, because the way she was talking about Glorilla and her artistry and then to have sold underneath her was nuts.
And I feel like everything Glorilla has dropped has been a bop. Like,
Yes, I think she consistently drops bops. Also, while Cardi was on her rant, they were speculating that maybe she might have been taking shots at Ice Spice. She was basically saying like, just because we got the same job, like the checks aren't the same, boo. The checks aren't the same. Y'all not on her level yet. And they not, even with her not consistently dropping. So it's gonna be interesting to see like what's gonna go on. We also have Lotto with an announcement that she'll be dropping Sugar Honey Iced Tea, her album, on August 9th. And I also wanna know, like, why do the girls keep dropping their albums with like little to no marketing, little to no promo, at a blink of an eye, at a whim, just cause? Like, I feel like last week, right before I went to Puerto Rico, I seen her post like a video promoting it in her album and what it's gonna give, I guess. And then I got back from Puerto Rico and she's talking about she dropping it on the 9th, on Friday, or next Friday. Y'all don't have the fan bases. There's very little, at least like newer artists, especially female artists, who can just wake up one day, drop an album, and it's gonna sell. Y'all not doing it like that. I wanna know, is Atlantic tired? Is the budget exhausted? Because the truth is, a lot of these girls, most of these girls, the music is not selling enough to keep them afloat and to live the lifestyles, the Lambos, the Bentleys, the big old Dookie chains. They have brand deals out the ass, like brand deal, brand deal, brand deal, brand deal. Y'all always, y'all see specifically Lotto. She specifically gets called for many features, and she does great features. Great features. She's a talented girl. Don't take that away from her. Very pretty, very talented. But the music not sticking. I really hope to see on this new album, like I want to hear a banger from her. Like I like Big Mama, but I feel like again, no promo. It just got thrown out there, and what's keeping it alive is like TikTok, payola, like I don't know. But I like Big Mama. I listen to it in the gym. I listen to it when I'm drunk. Like I like Big Mama, but it's the general public. I feel like with Lotto, it's hard to hear her outside of Atlanta. Like people, I don't really hear her that much unless it's like the song with Cardi B, like something like that, like something so big, monumental that it's got to get played. And I really want to see more because the girl has so much talent.
It's very unfortunate that she's like.
She's stuck. Like she's stuck here in the South and specifically Atlanta on gold hoop earring Twitter, shea butter Twitter. Like I want to see her past that. Her and the cheetah thongs. Like I see her going more viral for her cheetah thongs, her gold hoop earrings, and her alleged beef with Ice Spice more than anything. And let me get to the Ice Spice situation because Ice Spice had talked with Rolling Stone about the beef she had with Lotto. And essentially she said she just feels like Lotto's been dragging it out, and that if she was to ask her, you know, what the problem was, it would just be like a blank stare. And like how I feel about it is this. Ice Spice kind of, I feel like the fans initially like sparked that little animosity, and they didn't really know each other. And then there are already two female rappers kind of not in the same lane, but like in the same industry. And Ice Spice really didn't have a opponent, I guess you could say. And it was just easy to pin the two like light-skinned girls against each other. And then once like the fans ignited the issue, then it was like little subliminal things and that became like a big thing. And then Ice Spice finally just put it in the song. And then that's when Lotto hit her back with it. And then it's been like a thing, and Lotto been low-key dragging it, but at the same time, it's like she a Capricorn and you a Capricorn. So it's just like she gonna make a point to make a point just to make a point because she can't make a point. So your point is, like, I don't like how Ice tried to make it seem like she not the reason why they was like beefing, for real. Because it seemed like a lot of this could have been handled with a conversation. They could have even did a song together maybe.
Right, that would have been more monumental than a beef. I feel like that.
Because the beef is so loser. So now it's like, would I even want to hear a song from y'all together? It would be hard to have imagined a song with them together, but it would
have to be hard.
It would have to be something like groundbreaking. So we'll see where it goes with them for that. Also, what's going on, y'all? Kamala Harris has shown up in Atlanta for a rally today. And in doing so, she also had, I'm sorry, y'all. Megan Thee Stallion also has showed up to perform for it. And I think it's funny because Kamala Harris is, running for presidency at this point. She's being hit with allegations of locking up black men. Like 1,500 black men, allegedly. Or they're saying, like, it's not even that it's allegedly, they're just trying to say that she didn't have as much, like, hands in all these pots like they think she did because she was a prosecutor of San Francisco. And at the same time, her job was to fight crime. However, I haven't done my extensive research on it, so I'm not, like I say, I'm not endorsing her or not endorsing her. I'm just stating what's being said out there. And then to have Megan Thee Stallion come perform when people already feel as though she has been or has locked up an innocent man, I just don't feel like it's good for the brand. It's not good for the image, for the optics of things. And so I wonder what she's gonna perform. Is she gonna put on an anime suit? Is she gonna perform Hiss? Hopefully it's not that song Boa, because womp, 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 womp. That's all I feel like when I hear that song is womp, 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 womp. You know what? They need to put Kamala on BAS. He lined up you and he lined up me. You fell out of a coconut tree. On top of that, new evidence has come to light on the Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez case. So apparently Tory Lanez bodyguard and driver had made a statement. And I'm about to read it to y'all, actually. Instead of just giving y'all the chopped up version, let me just give it to y'all how y'all need it. Jaquan Smith states, I have first-hand knowledge of the facts in the question that took place on July 12, 2020. This is the basis of the above cited proceedings. I was the driver and bodyguard for Daystar Peterson, who is better known as Tory Lanez. In July of 2020, Mr. Peterson has known me for 7 years. At this time of the incident, I had worked for Mr. Peterson for 3 years. He has not only been my employer, but I also consider him to be a close personal friend. On July 12, 2020, I was asked to drive Mr. Peterson to the home of Kylie Jenner, where Miss Megan Pete, Kelsey Harris were present. Mr. Peterson and Miss Jenner's home was at Miss Jenner's home for approximately 2 hours when I received a call to come pick up Miss Pete and Miss Harris. Miss Pete and Miss Harris and myself left Miss Jenner's home, but I had asked by Miss Pete to return because she stated she had forgotten a shoe. When we arrived at Miss Jenner's home, at this time, Miss Harris stayed in the car while Miss Pete exited. Miss Pete did not enter the home at this time. She went around the back to the pool area where Mr. Peterson was located. Both Miss Pete and Mr. Peterson returned to the car after a few minutes. Miss Pete was bickering, but I'm unsure of what the exact words she was saying. She seemed upset. The four of us left Miss Jenner's residence. As I began to drive, Miss Pete started a fight with Mr. Peterson. They were going back and forth. I remember Mr. Peterson saying to Miss Pete that they were going to tell Miss Harris what was going on. I do not remember the street we were on, but Miss Pete asked me to stop the vehicle. I did as she asked, and Miss Pete went to sit on the nearby bus stop. Mr. Peterson went and spoke with Miss Pete. After 2 minutes, they returned to the car, and I began driving again. Miss Pete started an argument again, and Miss Harris asked what was going on. Mr. Peterson told her that he and Miss Pete had been dating and intimate. Miss Harris was upset by this, and she and Mr. Peterson had been dating in the same manner. Prior to the relationship with Miss Pete and Mr. Harris began Miss Harris began fighting. I pulled over to stop them. Miss Pete and Miss Harris both got out of the vehicle and continued to fight, both verbally and physically. I broke up this fight and was pulling Miss Pete toward the back of the car. I saw Miss Harris with a gun in her hand. Mr. Peterson ran from behind Miss Pete and myself toward Miss Harris. Mr. Peterson and Miss Harris began struggling till Mr. Peterson tried to unarm Miss Harris. I was still pulling Miss Pete and did not see who shot the weapon. I am lucky I was not harmed, and in my opinion, Miss Pete was also fortunate. The whole incident happened so quickly within just a couple minutes. I wanted to present this evidence during Mr. Peterson's trial, but was prevented from doing so as the district attorney was not ready to cross-examine me, and later they did not call me due to the holidays and court schedule. I believe I should have been allowed to present this evidence to the trial.
Free that nigga Tory.
Free Tory Lanez. Free Tory Lanez. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all my version of what really went down that night. So, this happened back in 2020. Y'all remember Megan really started getting hot around 2019. Also, kind of right after the time both her mother and her grandmother had their untimely demises. So, in the midst of that, she lost her mother and her grandmother in the same month, March 2019. So this is July 2020. Like what, a year and a couple months after. And she's just getting her name out there. She's just really getting hot. You know what I'm saying? She's going on her tours, pouring Douce in chick smiles every weekend. Y'all remember that's when the girl was out every weekend trying to drive the boat in everybody's mouth. Chloe Bailey's. People trying to tell her no. She's still trying to force it down their throat, getting an attitude. Did it with Nikki, all of that. Y'all know she had a drinking problem. And she was invited over there to the Jenner's houses. So she came over to the Calabasas feeling like she was that B, probably twerking on Kylie Jenner head, Kendall Jenner head, doing too much. And she was like real big back then too. So that was a lot of woman. That was a lot of women. So she went over there not realizing what was gonna happen that night. She got too drunk off the Douce, off the Hennessy. And I bet you the Jenners probably put them out. It's time to go. You too loud, huh?
Too black for me.
Okay? Too loud, too black, too ghetto, and too fat. Get your ass up out of here. So they left. Y'all know how it get when it's like liquor and tension and feelings involved. And it was time to tell Kelsey what was going on. And Miss P, she didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? If she ain't doing the hoeing, she don't want you doing the hoeing. So she found that out and went ballistic. Probably started putting her hands on Kelsey. Tory Lanez trying to break it up. She started putting her hands on Tory. You know, Tory, he only 5'7". You know what I'm saying? So
I think it was Kelsey that was putting her hands on somebody. Or trying, but that's a big bitch though, so she probably did too.
Megan, I'm sure Megan was swinging on everybody that night. And so, in the midst of that, y'all know how, y'all done seen girls go crazy over the D too many times. Y'all seen it. So she like, oh, you wanna fuck my man? Let me show you something. She grabbed the gun. Tory probably trying to stop it because at the end of the day, why am I gonna shoot this B over this B and I'm sleeping with both of them? Y'all know how y'all do. Y'all be fighting over a dude who gonna stay. He ain't with none of y'all anyway. He's single. That don't even make no sense to me. Why would I go shoot her and I'm smashing both of them? And I'm probably smashing somebody else on the side. He's probably smashing Kylie Jenner on the side, upstairs. When Megan when Megan and Kelsey was having a twerk contest downstairs at the pool. I just want to know where the baby Stormy was the whole time. And where? With Travis. Kelsey grabs the gun. Tory Lanez tries to stop her. So imagine, it's a struggle for the gun. I feel like, considering the gun, her foot got shot, the bullet smacked the ground, hit the foot, however it did, it probably gave, like, she was trying to shoot her. He knocked it down, was able to, like, get the gun down to where it didn't actually, like, hit any major arteries or, you know, higher up on her body. And they was all so drunk, especially Megan, to where it was just like, she seen him with the gun, seen her with the gun. She didn't know who really had the gun. And, you know, the stories have changed so much over the years that it's like nobody really knows what happened. There was...
everybody knew Kelsey shot that bitch.
Right, but I'm saying, like, the people there, like, from what I'm hearing, the stories just changed so much. At first, she was saying she didn't see the shooter. Then she said she did see the shooter. Then she said told her to dance, bitch. Then she said in one live stream, she said she got shot in both of her feet. Then at one point I heard them say it was glass and not bullet fragments. And then later on it was bullet fragments. The story was just so crazy that I just never would have thought.
The dance part, let me see that.
And she was on Gayle King, couldn't even look Gayle in the eyes.
I didn't have a sexual relationship.
And lied and said she did. And that's my thing. Like, everybody bypassed that part when I bring it up. Like, why did she lie to everybody about it?
Because that nigga's like 5 foot. She's like almost 7. No,
She's 5'9", but she just be wearing heels.
Yeah, she's not really that tall. I fuck bitches that way.
So, and then she was like real thick back then. Like, she slimmed down a lot. I'm not gonna give her. She's been looking very good. I can't give her a 10, but I'll give her a 7 or an 8. Yeah, so that's what my take is. And then Kelsey was granted immunity. I think Rock Nation, the powers that be, whoever, kept this piece and probably several other pieces of evidence that might come to light about that incident that night. Was this the same guy who went missing right before, like, this is a different guy?
I think it was.
Rock Nation is powerful.
Yeah, no, they definitely paid that nigga off.
So they definitely were trying to keep information coming to light that could make it, like, inconclusive or get it thrown out. I think Tory wants to go ahead and use this evidence as new evidence towards his trial, which might get him an appeal and back in court. Overturn. Like, we need justice for Tory Lanez. And my thing,
can't see his
kids. 10 years in jail. He just now being able to put out music again. I think he just dropped that song. Did it already come out? And happy belated birthday, Tory Lanez.
I don't think it's dropped yet. But people are speculating, oh, he's doing this to promote his album. But no, I feel like it's the truth. The fuck? I wouldn't be trying to sit in jail for some bitch. I was just fucking on.
Right, and her friend. It just don't. I don't know. It just never made sense to me. And I guess people try to say, "Oh, well, he has a violent past and this, that, and the third." Yo, baby daddy got a violent past.
Right.
He be putting his hands on you, but you would still be with him. Okay. Like, let's talk about past. If y'all really want to talk about it, y'all picking, y'all like to choose. And I wish Tory had more friends in the industry. I feel like he was still low. Like, I don't want to say he was like underground, but he just was independent. So he wasn't getting the same like push.
A real fucking artist. Rap, sing, that nigga Mike can dance. I don't know.
I don't want to see him dance. I just want to see him get out of jail. So, you know, who knows what else has been tucked and hidden away by Rock Nation and lawyers and lies and deceit. I would like to see it bubble up. You know that if it comes out that she lied, that could be the undoing of Megan Thee Stallion. No more horse lady. Unless the sympathy, like, oh my God, my grandma, my mama died. Like, that sympathy might save her. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully the truth comes out. The truth will set you free. I don't think everybody be lying on that girl. Everybody falling out with you, but they the problem. I don't believe that. Jonathan, the photographer, Party, Tory, Kelsey. And that's all we know about right now.
But you know how niggas be when they can't hit. But Tory definitely hit. Party probably hit too. She seemed kind of
Party was definitely. Did you not see the pictures? Party was definitely hitting that in the midst of her of the baby saying that he smashed her. All those allegations being thrown out against her. Yes. Imagine that. He had to be. That's a one strong brother.
And Kehlani.
What about Kehlani?
You remember Party and Kehlani had Kehlani cheated on Kyrie Irving with Party next door.
That ain't the Party I'm talking about, bro.
Oh, well.
I'm talking about Partisan, the one that writes the raps.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Girl, I'm crying.
I was like, what? What is going? That nigga that got fat and chunky.
But yeah, so that is going to wrap up today's episode of No Offense, but make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, y'all.